Welcome back to another exciting episode of Clark's Public Art School. Today we will be painting an abstract painting. So get out your canvas and or whatever drawing, painting materials. You don't have to actually paint. You can do whatever you want. You can use whatever art materials or mark making materials that you want. The important part is that you have fun and keep it light, keep it easy. So, pro tip, oh my God, that looks cool. So use an old Frisbee or a new Frisbee as a palette. The good thing about a Frisbee is that they are meant to be held. So they're very comfortable. And once they get all caked with paint, stick them in the freezer and then you just drop them on the ground while they're still cold, and the big old cake of paint will just pop right out of there. It's pretty awesome. Good tip. So I'm using acrylic paint, not because I like acrylic paint really, but because acrylic paint is easier to use in a television studio than oil paint. Oil paint, the color, way better. But let's see what we got. I'm gonna throw this. Oh yeah, what am I even working on here? This is an abstract painting that I started not too long ago, and I know I'm definitely not going to get to the end of it today. But I'm just going to add some, share my color making process. I like to have a lot of contrast when I'm doing these abstract. I call this series that I'm working on currents or shapescapes, or what other names do I have for these things? Yeah, that's about it. Currents and shapescapes. So I like to have like a lot of contrast. So it's either a light color next to a dark color, or a light color next to a medium color, and the medium next to a dark. But like, I'll try to like avoid two darks right next to each other, and then also within that kind of choosing which color goes next to whichever color, I'll put like warm colors next to cool colors, or complementary colors. So like red and green next to each other, or blue and orange, or purple and yellow. And so, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where I should put this, because you don't know, but let me tell you, my method of trying to choose colors has a lot to do with so it's like I'll squeeze out some paint, and then I'm just kind of like, okay, where should I don't want to waste paint, so where should I put this? Now these colors are like kind of similar next to each other. They're definitely not contrasting in any way, but it makes, the fact that they're like so similar, like this like yellow ochre next to this like olive green, makes it kind of look like they would be like colors of like a shoe, some kind of trendy looking shoes where you're like, ooh, those look cool. Olive and yellow ochre, nice combo. But yeah, this dark red next to the olive, definitely, that is a yes. And I'm trying to kind of like, what I'm going to do later is go in and on top of, this is all acrylic paint, and on top of each one of these bands of acrylic paint, I'm going to take oil paint and do another color on top of that. So that's what's going on. And since this one's very wide, I'm just going to go ahead and do another band of color on that. There's some stuff that I got to work through here. I'm about to run out of this olive, and then I'm going to switch colors. All right. Not trying to make it look, if I make it look too nice, it'll just look weird, because everything else on this painting is very like blotchy, and if you throw down like a refined mark that doesn't have like choppy edges, then that'll look weird. All right, time to wash the brush because I'm out of that color. So I've got a big, like whatever plastic container here. And then I'm gonna kind of dry off the brush a little bit from that first major rinse. I've got like 4 little plastic containers full of, I think they're like hummus or something, ranch dip containers. So I'll just kind of make my way down to the end, and by the time I get to the 4th one, the brush is clean. All right, let's see, what color am I gonna choose now? This has no yellow, and I don't like the way yellow looks against this, especially like a cool yellow. So, last night I was in the studio and I was like, this thing needs orange so bad. So I'm gonna get out some orange, and I've got some really choice cadmium orange. Don't touch it. Cadmium's poisonous. And if you do touch it, go wash your hands. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Oh my gosh, look at that color. That is just beautiful. Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely that orange. I'm gonna throw it in next to that green. Those are different tones enough. What's next? Where am I going? Okay. Definitely next to this blue, between the white and the dark blue. Orange and blue are just, orange and blue are probably my favorite complementary colors to put next to each other. Let's see. Yeah. I think that blue is darker than the orange. I mean, it's all right. You can like break the rules. These art rules are here to be broken. And jeepers. Ooh, that's not much, but it's a little bit. All right. Oh, we're running low on orange, but that's a good thing. Sometimes I'll just squeeze out colors that I want to use, and then sometimes I'll have a spot. Like if I'm not squeezing out colors that I want to use, I'll find a spot, and then I'm like, okay, what's gonna go in this spot? And I'm looking right here between these two greens. This green is like, I just don't know about that green. Might be bothering me a little bit. I mean, it's pretty. I shouldn't complain. Now this is weird. I need to like do something. This whole area, like I guess this blue is gonna need to continue. And if that happens, then okay, this orange might have to come out a little bit higher up, like right here. And then next time I have this phthalo blue, I'll like extend this a little bit. That's good, yeah. All right. Oh, what's gonna go there? That's a big question. All right, time to wash the brush. I'm out of orange. All right, rinse one, and like really try to get as much paint as you can. And then I'll dry that a little bit. Rinse two. And the reason I'm rinsing all this stuff is like, I love these colors to really pop. And if you've got a bunch of like paint, like if you've got orange paint in the brush and then you start using blue, it starts getting muddy pretty fast. All right, this is going to be black, 100% black, gotta be. Now, do I have a fancy black? Oh, it could be purple. I think this should be black and that should be purple. Or black, purple. No. Oh, that is purple. All right. Make a decision. Here we go. Green gold. That's a cool color. Not literally, just, you know. Oh, here we go. Mars black. That barely any. I might have to use a second. I've got a second blob of black. All right, squeeze out a little black. And I should have looked at what time we were starting. All right, here we go. Ugh. I usually don't paint so sloppy, but this specific little vein of work that I'm working on, I'm kind of trying to just make it about the color and the movement and not necessarily the line work. So please don't judge me for my sloppy lines. I can paint clean lines. But I'm choosing not to right now. And I'm leaving a little bit of that burnt sienna, that brick, this like brick red. I'm leaving a little bit of that. Okay, that's cool. I like that black there. We'll see where else. Now I still got some black, so let's put some. This might look like black to you, dear viewer. However, oh, I can see my face in that little. Oh, you can't even tell that this is blue. So on my painting, because we're using a blue screen, all the blues turn into invisible. But this is like this really beautiful sky blue, which is why Dan Cardone in the back booth over there put the blue sky background to like, it's like a joke. It's an inside joke. It's not too funny, but it's funny enough for us to work with. Now, remember I was talking about those two colors being next to each other, the yellow ochre and the oh wait, that was a different one. That was this. Anyway, this chromium green, this like army green, right next to the yellow ochre, great combo. But I'm gonna throw the black in there and like, you know, just cut in between. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all remember this combo? Green, black, purple. What's up? It's about to happen again. Hyped. All right. Okay, I like where that's going. I could throw some black right here. Ooh, black and white next to each other. Yay or nay? You call in and tell us what your opinion of black and white next to each other is. I think it's going to be fine because all these colors are going to get. I'm going to cut down right. This dark red, alizarin crimson, is the technical name. This dark red butts up against this chrome oxide green. So I'm just going to do a little sneaky move there and like straight down, looking like it like goes like, you know, tucks up under the red. All right. Okay. All right. Here we go. It's looking good. Pretty excited about that move. This is dark green. So what does that mean to me? I'm just gonna, I think this could go here. I could have made another choice, but you know what? You can always just go back, cover it, or resolve that issue on the next painting. Oh, I was just here. Oh wait, no, that was a different thing. I was between yellow, whatever color that is, yellow ochre, yellow oxide, and chrome oxide. Where was that? Right here. And now I'm going black between the olive and the yellow oxide. And then we're getting really, well, I only have enough black for like one more stripe. And since there's none in this little range, I mean, I know I told y'all I don't like to put dark next to dark, but look at this, this dark red right here, this little space. Because there's like this variation in tone between like kind of dark to dark, but this is way darker. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do it. I'm doing it. Black. Boom. All right, we're on the home stretch with this black. All right. Whoa. Cutting in on that purple a little too much. Okay. All right. Boop. That's cool. That's cool. A good deal. I could do it. All right. So we're done with black. Empty. Wash this brush off. I might have to switch brushes just to like, but this brush is really kind of perfect. Oh wow, nice diamond. So call me a simpleton, but I love to paint an entire painting with a single width brush. I don't even switch brushes that much. Like I'll switch brushes if I have to, but if I can get around it and just paint an entire painting with a single brush, then that's what I'm doing. And you know who else did that? Keith Haring, my hero. I think, I don't know, but it looked like it. I know those line work paintings that he did, like definitely painted with a single width brush. What do we got? Got to stay. Oh, I have an idea right here. This cerulean blue on this spot. Now, I'm a little bit concerned because the cerulean blue is like I think it's like very similar in tone to that background color, but because this is decent quality blue. I think there's enough pigment that even when the paint is kind of thinned out on the edges, it'll still show up blue and won't like look all muddy. Otherwise, I would be like, that would, oh god. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew. Need some water. Let's take a break. Okay, getting back in business. This is, I don't know if this is correct pronunciation, but looks like it says cerulean blue. That's what I call it. You see what I mean when the blue hits that red? They're so similar. And geez. Well, I'll describe it to you since it just all the blues. I just can't use blue. I mean, we'll have to. I mean, can you shut off the key for a second so we can show our viewers what color this is? And let's see. Every time I love painting with blue. I mean, it's a great color. Who doesn't? But it's okay. I'm not judging you if you hate painting with blue, but you know, you do you. But yeah. Well, it's like, what color is this blue? This blue is the color of. Wow. I'm like, where does it? It's like when you go to like the mountains where you're like, or like you're like in an airplane or something, and you're like looking up at the sky, and there's barely any. You know, you're either super high elevation, or we still there? Oh, there it is. There's the blue. All right, you guys get to see y'all get to see the what color blue I'm using. That's it. You know, it's like a dark sky blue. I'll call it a sky blue, but it's when you're either in Switzerland or like, you know, you're in the Tetons or somewhere like where you're like at a very high elevation and the sky is just very vibrant dark blue or whatever, medium blue. I would say this is like a 5 out of 10, like 10 being like pitch black, 0 being white, and then whatever 5 is like a gray tone in the middle. This is probably matched to that gray tone. At least that's what I'm saying. Oh my gosh, no way. Neutral gray 5. Okay, it might be darker. This is neutral gray 5, and it might be a little bit darker than that. Anyway, now you know what color blue it is. We can switch back to. So yeah, oh yeah, blue next to that bright orange. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Hello. And where else can I put this blue? It might be there. I think it is, but I'm gonna need some more. Because that's a big old stripe. We're gonna need a big old blob of cerulean blue to. Oh my gosh, what are the odds? That blue sky right there looks like cerulean blue. I mean, I think that's what we were going for a little bit, but this blue is even more. The blue that's on the left side of the screen right there is even more rich, saturated. That's the word I'm thinking of. That blue is even more saturated. How are we looking for time? I mean, honestly, I could sit here and do this. I'm kind of psyched that my neck is not hurting, but I could do this for a while. I did do some neck stretches several times today to get ready. And wow, that blue and that red next to each other. Sometimes when you put blue and red next to each other, it's kind of like visually like violent. It's like looking at like a 3D comic book without the glasses, and you're like because like especially if they're the same tone, they just really like contrast, and it's like the warmest color and the coldest color battling it out for your eyeballs' attention. Who will win? Oh, I cut a little bit too far down right there. But whenever I come back with that blue, oh wow, you can see where I like had the original blue line, and oh wait, you can't see. Oh, you can. Look at that. Maybe, sort of. Yeah, you can. So like this is like pure blue because I did like a big thick line, and then this is where it like got wider for some reason. Huh? Why did I do that? It was perfectly the right width, and then I just went crazy and like made it like way darker or way wider. Okay. A little matchy right there. Oh my gosh. Now we're going to talk about the word analogous. Analogous is when you've got the same color. So like right here I've got light blue, and now I'm using cerulean blue right next to it. And sometimes that can be like kind of like, I'm like kind of cliche or something. It's like, oh yeah, light blue next to dark blue, cute. But I don't default to it. I go way more higher contrast than that. And so in this case, I think I can get away with it. And it's like even kind of like a little special moment because there's not too many analogous. Oh, you know, that's kind of what's going on here with this yellow ochre and the olive green is like they're analogous, I think. Yeah. Oh my gosh, why did I just do that today? Or that was already there? Jeepers. I really need to continue that line right there. Okay, I got a little bit left of this blue. I don't even know if there's a spot to put it, but I'm gonna see what's up. I'm on this analogous tear over here. Just gonna put that right there. Trust me, it's blue. I know you can't see it being blue, but you're just gonna have to take my word for it. Ooh. Oh. That's a maybe. Like, do I put this right here? That next to that? Yikes. I'm gonna say no. Oh, I know. Okay. There's like a little bit I could do over here. Okay. Boom, 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 boom. All right. Here we go. No, I'm done. That's it for the blue. I know this paintbrush is like charged. I've got this chunk of cardboard here to use up. Oh wow, it really was blue for a second. That was weird. All right, let's wash that brush off. Don't want to spill paint water, so I'm gonna kind of hold this down. How are we looking on time? We started 20 minutes ago. We're at 33 minutes. So, making so much progress on this painting. I mean, y'all don't mind hanging out for a little bit. You can change the channel if you want. I don't recommend it, but it's understandable. You know, this can get tedious just watching some dude paint. All right, what do we got? What colors? Or better yet, what places? We got this spot, and I'm thinking. Oh, geez, there's so many good purples, but or like violet. What is this? What's gonna happen here? Let's see. Let's check this out. Oh my gosh. Dang, that is. I'm gonna do it. It's a weird one to put right there, and like, I'm uncomfortable with this. I'm uncomfortable with this choice. But sometimes like that's the best way to. You know, it's like when you do a bunch of stuff to a painting that you don't necessarily want to do, and you get it to this really ugly spot, or this really like uncomfortable spot, and then from there it's kind of easy. It's like smooth sailing for a little bit because like you're just fixing the awfulness. Oh yeah, that is like it's not even like I love that color between white and this light blue. Trust me, that's light blue. But that color on that brick red, whoo, that's violent. Why am I choosing violence like that? That's crazy. Can't do that. I might have to cover that up. I mean, that's one of those things where I'm like, well, I could have sold this thing at some point, and now I am not going to be able to sell it because it is too ugly. But that's okay. It's not all about commercialism. But you know what I'm going to do? All right. So since these little slivers, easy solve here. I don't have to have that brick red peeking from behind every single stripe on every single inch of every single stripe. What I'm going to do is not have it coming out from beside the stripes, like right there. That's just, ugh. Okay. I can't believe it. I have a friend, Michael, who just like he thrives. He thrives on painting stuff like that, where it's just like these color combos that are like intentionally like offensive, ugly, something like that. But I guess it's kind of cool, you know. I don't know. It really like triggers something. You're like, ooh, why do I hate these two colors next to each other? Like, would I hate them if I saw them in nature? If I saw a flower that's like this color purple next to a brick wall, I would be like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I would not be fussing about, why that looks. I would not be saying it looked ugly. That is for sure. I would be like pretty psyched on it. All right. Let's see, where else can I put this violet? This violet I would never use. I would never use this violet. But here I am, using the violet. I could put it, same deal. Okay, I'm gonna do that. It's a weird, yeah, I just don't use this color in my paintings. I'm doing it for educational purposes. That's why I'm doing it. Like I wouldn't default to using this color on a painting, and especially not next to whatever burnt sienna. That is a no. I think we're gonna just record a 3-hour episode. No, it's cool. I'll finish it off soonish. Are y'all enjoying yourself watching this? I hope so. If you're bored, get out a sketchbook. Don't listen to me. Just listen to some music. Put on Lana. Thank you, Kristen, for the Lana. Yeah. All right, we got 1, 2. I like to keep it numbers. I like to keep numbers in the odds, so I'm going to do a third I'm not too big on this purple, as I've said 50 times in the last couple of minutes, but I like to make them odd numbers. So what I'm going to do is put some, I feel like it needs to go over here. Oh, next to that green. Woo, that's a, okay. Oh man, I don't know. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Yep. That's acceptable. Okay, for sure. That was the ticket. I'm gonna pop this over off the edge, and boom. Okay. All right. One more. What should go here? Dark blue. Now, do I have a matte? Oh my gosh, I do. I have a matte dark blue. That is absolutely what I'm going to use here. I know there is a significant amount of dark blue. So I'm not going to go too crazy, but it's okay. If I get too heavy on the dark blue, stay low blue, I can just, let's see. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Oh wow, this is, a lot of these tubes of paint are many years old, and here we go. Wow, that is just, it's like the consistency of motor oil. No, a little bit thicker than motor oil. That's enough. That is plenty, bruh. Chill. Okay. Oh, I love that. I haven't seen that circle fade. That's pretty tight. Okay. Here we go. Oh my. Woo! Yo, not on the mic. Oh geez, that is dripping everywhere. Wow. Okay. Enough of that. Holy crap. That's what happens when you dip your brush into water, and it's like this ginormous brush. So maybe don't do that. All right, there we go. Just paint, not dipping it into water, or mix. I have some water. It's still wet, but I mixed the paint. Oh my gosh. All right. That's just enough of that. Okay. Back. Boom. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna use up this blue, and then we're gonna call it a day. Whoa. That's one of those smooth curves I was talking about. That's... Wow. Yeah. Not too, oh wow, that's a chunky little mark over there. I want to put some here, there's that. And then, hey, oh God, that I can't put there. I mean, I'm gonna put it, but I'll cover it later because that's just too close. It looks like it's like going, I don't know. It's like, and then I just don't want it to be there because that's too literal. Are we done? Are we done? Little boop. Anywhere else? Bueller. No. I'm gonna cut. That's it. That's it with that blue. Thanks for joining me on the set of Clark's Public Art School. It's been a joy and a pleasure and an honor and all those things. And yeah, thanks for coming out. Take care, y'all.